Hey everybody, it is Gabby and it is time to do my bookish goals for 2019 because I need to have some in place since last year was awful. Last year I only read 40 books and it was literally the last week I was powering through a bunch of them because I realized that I wasn't going to hit 40 and I didn't want to have to redo my challenge goal because I did that multiple times. I originally started out with 100 books as my goal, and then at about, I'm gonna say around June, I changed it down to 75 because I think I was like 25 books behind, and that only brought it down to 18 books behind. But I thought since it was going to be the summer, because I want to say I did it at the beginning of the summer and I'm still teaching it then, or at that point. So anyways, I'm pretty sure I did then change it to 60 books by the end of the summer because I didn't read as much as I thought I would be reading, and then it eventually changed to 50, and then it kept going down, and I was thinking about possibly doing 35, but I didn't want to do that. Anyways, this year I am starting off strong. I have already read 4 books this year. I have one that I'm halfway through right now, and then another one I am powering through as well. So with that being said, my first goal is to read 100 books in this year. If I stick to that, who knows? But I'm really trying to be productive with my reading because after rearranging my bookcases, I realized that I have far too many books and I don't want to get rid of I don't want to just get rid of them. And you know, if you've been following my channel for a little bit, you know that I don't really like keeping books once I've read them. I do have one that will be staying on my bookcase, and that is Unlit Star by Lindy Starr. So goal number 2 is to do and I'm considering this a bookish goal because my channel is booktube related, and it's to post 3 videos a week. They're not always going to be just book related. So eventually I'm going to start doing videos that include DIY projects that are either a fail or a success. I'm going to be doing either makeup tutorials or hair tutorials, not me doing them, but I'm going to be watching other people's tutorials and trying to follow them, and I'm going to be kind of posting the experience that I've had with it. And then I'm also going to be doing my single swag unboxing still. I'm thinking about possibly getting a book box, but I just don't know which one. I think book of the month might be at the top, but if there are any other book boxes that you think are the best, comment those down below so I will check those out. I do want to try a few different ones. That is my goal for my channel, is to post 3 times a week, and those days are going to be Saturday at 12. It might not be right at 12, like today I didn't post my video until 12:13 and that was my fault, but I will do my best on that. Sundays will be at 2, and then Wednesdays will be 3, and this is all Eastern time, by the way. The next thing, number 3, my third reading goal, bookish goal, is to do at least 1 reading marathon, whether it is the booktubeathon in the summer. I know In Love-a-thon is going on right now, but I just don't think that's my cup of tea. I do have a lot of romance on my shelves, but I'm not always in the mood to just strictly read that kind of stuff. There is also the Spookathon, which I know I tried to participate in once and then completely failed on that, so I'm going to try to do that again. Obviously, that is in October. I don't know any other ones right now off the top of my head, but I'm going to try to do at least 1. I'm not sure which one yet. I know it's not going to be In Love-a-thon though, because that's already starting, or like I should have already had my TBR, and obviously that's not going to happen. So that's number 3. My 4th bookish goal is for each month to read a variety of genres. I'm typically the one person that says that I read a variety, and then I look at my read list for the month and it's usually like thrillers. So right now I feel like I'm doing really well because I've read comic, which is not a genre, but it's like fantasy. I've read a thriller. I've read 2 thrillers actually, if I'm being serious. And then what was the 4th one that I've read 4. I've read 3 thrillers already this month. Then I'm reading a contemporary, and I'm reading another fantasy, and then there's another thriller to my list, which technically I think The Good Daughter could technically be considered horror, but I'm not sure on that. I don't have the biggest variety. I'm not a big science fiction reader, so that might be troubling. Unless, yeah, no, I'm really not. I mean, I have my zombie books, but those are hard to get through. So that's number 4. My 5th bookish goal is to not buy any books for the next month or so. I'm not going to say I'm not going to buy any books for the rest of the year, because that would drive me to buy more books than I would typically buy, because I would feel like, oh, well, I'm banning myself from doing that. Watch, I'm going to be a rebel. So I'm not going to buy books for the next month, and I've been doing a really nice job. I did add a book to my Amazon cart because I have been looking for it for a while at Barnes & Noble, and they told me that they do not carry it because it's an independent publisher, but it's called A Brief Collection of Horror Stories, and it kind of reminds me of the creepypasta stories. I'm not buying it yet. I'm going to hold off on it because my goal is not to buy any books for the month of January. It's also been kind of my money freeze month as well. I haven't followed that fully, but that's okay. I'm thinking that by January 31st, as long as I can have 7 books read, then I'm going to give myself 3 more books, and then if I desperately want to buy a book, which will probably be A Brief Collection of Horror Stories, then I will buy one. I mentioned this in my last video. I'm going to try to only buy books after, and I'm only going to buy 1 book for every 10 books that I read, because typically I was reading maybe 5 books, getting rid of those 5 books to the Help Association or the book thing in Baltimore, and then I was buying like 15 new books. So I would get rid of 5 and then buy 15. So it just didn't make sense. And right now my bookcases don't have any room for more books. So until I can get rid of, I'm thinking if I can get rid of like an entire shelf on the bigger bookcases as opposed to just one on the little shelf, then I will be good to go. My 6th bookish related goal is to review more of my books that I'm reading. I was looking through my YouTube channel, and I do have a lot of book reviews on there, but I don't have a lot of book reviews on my 5-star rating books, and that's what I want to do. And I also think that I should do reviews on ones that I didn't necessarily like the most, because I don't, how do I want to say this? I don't always post reviews on my least favorite books, and I should. So that's my 6th one. My 7th bookish goal is to try to get at least 10 of my hardcover books read over the course of this year and off of my shelf. I have so many hardcover books and they're taking up a lot of space. And I know everybody usually likes hardcover over the paperback, but I do like how I can fit more I don't know, I like my paperbacks like this. My hardcovers I do like, and I also want to try to get rid of some of my mass paperback books, because those are where my shelf is insane and just not organized. And the other thing is to unhaul I guess I don't want to just unhaul random books. So at some point this year I'm going to go through all of my books and really try to figure out if I'm going to ever read it, because some of these books I have had on my bookshelf for more than 10 years. And that's just because when I was younger in high school, I would go to this place called Second Look Books, and I would just buy them because I had a credit, and why not? And now I'm wondering if I should keep them. I did get rid of a lot of those during my unhaul video, but for right now, that is my goal. And I think that's all I have for goals right now. Those are my goals for the year of 2019. I'm hopeful that I'm going to stick to these goals, and I'm hoping that a lot of you will help me on that. I know that the whole idea of not buying any books is going to be something that another booktuber has said that she's going to keep me accountable for if I can keep her accountable for it, and I am really hoping that that's going to help. Ooh, and my last bookish goal is to post more to my Instagram channel, and I'm trying so hard to be creative and artsy with my pictures, and if you've known my channel, you know that I don't think I'm creative at all where it comes to that sort of thing. But those are my goals. Comment down below with what your reading goals are or your bookish goals are for this year, and let's hold each other accountable for these goals. If you are not already a subscriber to this channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. Give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and let's just have a great reading 2019 year. All right, bye.